Janice, back with another video. Today's video is going to be like a thoughts and opinion of Love is Blind Season 2. I already did Season 1 review. I think it's been like a year, and so I'm doing Season 2. So I'm going to tell you guys like what I thought of the overall show, the couples, the drama, everything, and we can discuss in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think, if we agree, not agree, whatever. Let's talk about it. So I've been debating how I was gonna like talk about the couples, but I'll do a brief summary of the show just in case y'all don't watch the show. So Love is Blind, it's like a dating experiment show. There's lots of them, but this one is where you get guys, girls. It's kind of like speed dating without actually seeing the person. So you'll go in these little boxes and you'll just talk to the person, get to know them, and see if you guys can build a connection. If you do, the guy will propose to the woman without seeing them. Once they are engaged, they will meet up, like this little big, well, not little, but big reveal, and goes from there. They go on a honeymoon. They end up moving in together, and then at the end, they'll decide, let's stay married or get a divorce. Or I guess I should say, let's get a divorce. They basically will say, let's get married or break up. Yes. So that's the rundown of just the show itself. Let's go with these couples. I'm not gonna put it in any order, but y'all see who I like and don't like just by what I'm saying, because I was gonna do it from least favorite, but honestly, okay, sorry, I got a phone call, y'all. So yes, it was my mother. So hello, mother. So I'm gonna go over like the couples now and what I thought about them. I don't want to say who's my favorite, who's not my favorite. It wasn't really any couple in particular that I really was liking, I guess, or not. Y'all see. So I have like wrote their like the names on a sticky note so I can remember their names, because people who know me know I'm not the best with names, or I'm gonna say remembering names. Like I will make up a whole name for you and that's not your name, so I have to write down the names. So yes. So the first people I wrote down, is no particular order, is going to be Mallory and Sal. I didn't get it. Now please let me know if y'all got it. Mallory and Sal, I never felt a connection with them ever. I think Mallory wanted to like Sal. I feel like she felt like that was the type of guy she needed, but I just never felt it. Plus, I feel like Sal is like the type of person who's like a love bomber. So like when you first meet them, they shower you with all this love and attention and just like so into you, and then like once they're over it, because they literally overload you with love, they're done with you. So like these, spoiler, Sal, like there was like a little issue that Mallory and Sal had, because before he got on the show he was talking to a girl, which is fine, because he told the girl that, hey, I'm already signed up for this show, you know, this isn't gonna be like something serious for me because I have a show to basically find my potential wife. So, and he said the producers told them not to stop their normal everyday life just for the show. So great. But I feel like Sal treated that girl probably like we could be something, even though in the beginning he said, hey, this isn't gonna be serious, but you're treating something serious with your actions. Like your actions speak louder than the words. Like I do feel like you have to take in consideration both. But Sal, we know you're a love bomber because you literally showered Mallory with all this love. I mean, I'm sure they don't show everything, obviously, but like we never saw like them really have like major issues. Like the whole girl thing that happened before Mallory, so I mean that really doesn't matter like in the relationship, but it's just something about Sal don't sit right with me. It don't, because I don't get how we're so in love with Mallory. You're crying on the honeymoon because you just felt this offended and blah blah blah. It's just it doesn't sit right in my spirit, Sal. And Mallory, I don't think she really likes Sal. I mean, they told each other they loved each other, but I think they had love for each other, because you can have love for a person and not be in love with them. But I mean, I was more interested in the drama with Mallory, Jarrett, and Ayana versus Mallory and Sal. Like, honestly, Mallory and Sal, like, they brought nothing to me because I never felt the connection. It was just strange to me, that relationship. I never saw the connection, but that's besides me. It's above me. So I'm done with them. I mean, they didn't bring much to the show. The next people I have on the list is Natalie and Shane. Kinda don't get it either. I genuinely felt that it was off, the relationship. Like, honestly, almost everybody's relationship was off to me. Like, obviously, we're on the outside looking in, so it's different for us because we're not in the experiment, we're not in the situation. But, like, Natalie and Shane, like, I kind of saw it, like, okay, like, I feel like Shane is her type, and then I feel like Shane, and I think he might like just anybody, honestly, whoever he thinks is attractive. I don't think he really has a type. But, not like, Shane was just so off to me. Like, I don't know, like, he's just so, like, all over the place, like, emotional. He doesn't know how to communicate. It's like, I'm just going to say his communication skills and his emotions are very all over the place. I don't think he's ready to be in a relationship. Because I think he needs to work that out first. Because, what? I really did like Natalie. I think she was a little insecure with the whole Shane and Shayna situation. But rightfully so. Because, honestly, if a guy called me another girl's name, we're done. We're done. It's done. Like, are you done? Are you done? Like, you don't even know the woman that you are about to propose to's voice over another girl? How? I'm confused. And then it's like, she was hurt that you called her another girl's name. And y'all, this is happening in the pods. And you just basically gaslight her and get mad at her. Like, oh, we're dating other people. That's fine because you're in a pod, you're an experiment, so everyone's basically dating everybody. But for you to basically get mad at her for being hurt that you thought she was another woman, how are you mad at that? Make it make sense. And I'm happy, spoiler again, like this video is spoilers, it's thoughts and opinion, I've already watched it. If you haven't, well, you about to know some tea or turn off the video, I'm so sorry. But Natalie does not get married to Shane. Kudos to her, because no, like, I feel like he's just like emotionally unstable right now, so it's gonna be a no. It's gonna be a no. It's gonna be a no. And that's really all I have for them. Obviously, there's gonna be some drama of other couples intertwined, so I'm getting a call right now. Sorry, but there's gonna be some. I'm going to basically talk about each couple still separately, and then I'll say, because I'm like putting bits and pieces, but if you haven't watched the show, you're not going to know like what happens with Shane and Shayna, because Natalie and Shane are together. But I'll bring all that in at the end after talking about each couple. But that's pretty much it for Natalie and Shane. Then you have Nick and Danielle. Y'all. They get married. I mean, happy for you guys. You guys are, I'm hoping, happily married. I think they're still married. Just very strange as well. Like, everybody was just off. Like, I mean, granted, you don't have to be 100% your best self when you work someone, but like, we gotta be at least here with it and not like Danielle. She got some insecurity problems, which I mean, everybody has their own insecurities, but it's like, I still feel like she feels that because she's be bigger, and she says it on the show, so I feel like she sees herself that way, and so she's very insecure with every little thing. Like, she gets upset if he has just a conversation with one of the girls on the cast. Like, she's just very insecure with things, and I think it's just because she was bigger and she lost a lot of weight or whatever. She's smaller, and granted, I feel like unless you go get some therapy or talk to someone, you're always going to have that in the back of your mind, so your relationships are going to always have like a toxic undertone because of your insecurities that you never dealt with, because you can tell she still feels like she's that bigger person. And so to me, like, the relationship is because of that. And then, I forgot his name and I just said it. Nick. I don't know if Nick is into her. That's all I can really say for Nick. I don't know if that's his type. And we're going to leave it at that. That's all I can say for Nick. That's all I can say. But, I mean, Nick was like a drama starter. He dished out some tea and then ran away. Yeah. Nick, I don't know if Danielle is your type. I don't know if... we ain't even gonna go there. But I'm going to just say that for him. But we're done with them. They ain't... Besides Danielle bringing like a little drama to their relationship, it was boring. And then we have Shayna and Kyle. Weird. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Shayna did not like this man. And she basically said she felt, I'm not going to say guilty. She felt bad for him because she didn't want him. She wanted to be with Shane. But when he basically asked her to marry him, he like did this whole little speech and said it was like his either grandmother's ring or mom's ring. And I feel like she felt obligated to say yes. But I'm like, girl, you already had a failed engagement. You know this is not someone that you want. And then when she saw him, y'all, she was not attracted to him. And she still tried to force it, even though... I don't even know why she even brought this up at all, because it didn't matter. This was not the reason why she didn't want to be with him. She was Christian. We're going to use that loosely. And he's atheist. So, if you're a strong believer in your faith, or just your beliefs in general, you're feeling this way, he's feeling this way. And if to you, your faith is very important to you, and for this person, it's not, or they don't believe what you believe, but you feel like you need that in a partner, that's your deal breaker, why would you say yes to an engagement if that's a deal breaker for you? Because it wasn't. She just didn't like the man. She did not find him attractive. And their connection was weakish. I'm going to try not to cuss. It was weak. And it was forced. Like, she only said yes because she felt bad for him. And then she, like, just tried to keep it going and keep it going. Like, girl, you don't like him. And even when her parents met this man, her mom in little confessional whatever said she don't like this man. She don't want this man. But we're going to let her do what she wants to do. Which I do feel like you got to let people do what they want to do. But she wasn't even doing what she wants to do. It was fucking stupid. Stupid. I just can't. And she just kept gaslighting him, talking about, I'm a Christian, you're an atheist. It's just never going to work out. Girl. That's an excuse. I mean, she did say she was Christian. He did say he was atheist. But if he was cute, she would have moved on and moved past it. Because her being Christian, if y'all watch her on the show, okay. We're going to move on from them. Ayana and Jared. I want to root for everything black. Like, I do. Black people, we here. I want to root for everything black. I'm going to say... I really feel like they had a deep connection. I genuinely feel like they had a deep connection. I do. You know, I'm rooting for them. They got married. Good job for y'all. Happy for y'all. And I think they're still married. Happily, I hope. When I kind of go into the other situations that happen, y'all kind of see where I am with them. But I genuinely do feel like their connection was strong, that they honestly should be together. That's how I feel. Like, watching the show, you will see, like, nobody else had that deep of a connection with that man. And with her, I feel. Like, I mean, I genuinely think they're really good together. But he had another choice that he felt that there was a connection with. Even though I feel like it was low-key a shallow connection, because I feel like he had a type, or he thought he had a type, or a woman that he liked. And with Ayana, which is his wife, I feel like with her voice, like, I love the vibe with her. And he was going back and forth, like, with his, not I mean, with the girls. Like, I mean, he was, I guess, honest. I don't freaking know. Because I don't remember if he told each other about the other word. But, I mean, you were in the pods to date, so, I mean, it's whatever. But the connection he had with the other person, I'm going to say her name because she's in the cast, Mallory, to me was, like, super artificial. Like, it was nothing for you to be saying, this is someone you want to be my wife. Because, honestly, I feel like he liked her because she was Hispanic. And I feel like he couldn't really tell what Ayana looked like from his voice. And I feel like he just has, like, a stereotype or something in his mind what he thought Mallory looked like. Is she likes sports? Like, that's literally, like, the deepest connection they had. That she likes sports. And they connected over that. Like, other than that, crickets. Like, there was nothing. Like, he shared so much with the wife he has now. So, I'm really happy that they're together. Because, I mean, that needed to be. That it needed to be. So, I'm going to say I am happy for them. It's just, I just don't like the fact of the matter that his wife that he has now, I feel like it's always going to have to watch that and feel like she was his second option. Which, granted, if you're not with the person that, quote unquote, you lost your virginity to, or people that you dated and they married other people and it wasn't you, everybody, I guess, is someone, quote unquote, second option. So it's like, I try to look at it that way because we're not all with our first option or first people we ever dated. So I guess, quote unquote, someone is somebody's second option, third option, fourth, whatever. So I'm gonna let it go, but I'm gonna talk about that scenario a little bit more too. Last, we have Deepti and Shake. I really wanted them to work out. They both have never dated. They're Indian, both of them. They both have never dated an Indian person. Which I was shocked because I'm just like, you guys are both Indian. I just feel like, granted, you can date whoever you want to date, but I just feel like naturally you're going to gravitate to, like, what you saw or, like, your first representation of love. Naturally. So I'm like, both of them are Indian. Both their parents are Indian. So I'm like, your culture, like who you're around, your parents, like that's your first sight of love. And for them both to never have dated like an Indian person, like someone the same race as them, is like was real off to me. Like they both only have dated white people is what they said on the show. And I just thought it was really strange. And yeah, I mean, I think that's strange, but whatever. Maybe we'll have another video where we talk about self-love, self-hate, all this stuff, but that's just too much to unpack with them, and we're not gonna go there. But it's basically another forced type of relationship. I feel like you could like what you like, but if you know what you like and you know that looks are semi/very important to you, you have to go with what you like. And I agree. I think you have to have some type of physical connection. It doesn't have to be 100%, but you do have to find the person you're with somewhat attractive, or find something attractive about them for it to work. Because you cannot wake up every day and see your partner and not be attracted to them. And if you're not attracted, that's okay. But it's the way you go about talking to them and expressing that. And Shake, he wasn't the best at expressing that, and I feel like the most appropriate way, because he really did feel like Deep, which is Deep. We just call her Deep. I felt like he felt like he kept saying and referring to her like, oh, she's one of my aunties. Like, baby, when you first saw her, you gave that girl a hug, was kissing on her, grabbing her butt and everything. So don't do that. Don't do that to her. And she don't look like nobody's auntie. Even if you are a girl, you look good. But I just think he isn't ready to date an Indian person. Like, he's never dated one. He basically isn't attracted to them. Because, quote unquote, they remind him of his auntie. So, you knew she was Indian. Like, you should have just never went with her. But then, don't fake it. What I don't think he was faking it. When you first saw her, you were acting like you were attracted to her. But then, talking mess about her. Like, it doesn't make sense. And then he kept saying, like, he has love for her. And that she's a real, genuine person. They have a really great friendship, a great bond. But I'm like, if you have a great friendship and you have a bond with someone, you don't talk bad about them. Like, yeah, you and DT could have conversation like, I don't feel attracted to you. You could have said an appropriate manner to her, but instead you were talking to the whole cast, basically saying she's ugly to you. Like, that's rude. So I'm like, what type of friendship did you have with Deepti? Because I'm not going around town just being like, yeah, my friend's ugly. Like, if you're friends to me, we're here. Excuse me. So I just felt like he was being rude. But I mean, him during the pods, he was rude. Like, Deep, I want to know what made you say yes to this man, because he was rude, like, to everybody. And honestly, I feel like he wasn't good to you in the pods. Like, I mean, I feel like he grew maybe a smidge in them pods, but then after that, he saw you and he had his fake, I guess, feelings for you. I don't know, because he was all over the place, back and forth. Even his mom basically said, this is a good woman, and if you don't be with her, that's your loss, baby, because she's a good woman. And even his mom told him that, because she probably knows how shallow and superficial he is, because literally that's how he comes across. Not even how he comes across, I feel like that's how he is. And you can't go on a show knowing that you're not going to be able to see your partner. And then, yes, you can ask them any questions about them physically. Whatever you want to ask, that's what you want to ask them in a pod. You knew she was ending. You knew that's not what you was attracted to. So why do that to someone? Like, why string someone along for that time? And then when you first meet them, pretend you like them. And, like, why? Like, that is so pointless to me. Like, why? And Deep, I feel like she deserves so much better anyway. So I'm happy she said no to him. And she stood up for herself. And basically said she's going to pick herself, like, over anything. And honestly, I feel like he was shocked at the altar that she said that, because I feel like he would have went through and married her. But once she said no, he wants to act like, oh, it's fine, it's and I'm like, yeah, it's fine because you're hurt. Like, bye. And I love their Indian wedding. It was freaking beautiful. I love Deep's outfit. She looks beautiful. You know what, Shake, you even looked good too. Like, that, it was a beautiful wedding. I love the, like, that y'all incorporated your culture. It was beautiful. I loved it. And y'all both look really good. Like, y'all parents, everybody, beautiful. So let's kind of, we're done with them, because I can go about Shake and Deepti for a minute, but that will turn into another conversation. That will be another, so I'm going to end it there with them. So to intertwine couples, Mallory and Sal, the first couple I talked about, they had not really beef, but they had a little interaction with Ayana and Jared, because Jared was torn between Mallory and Ayana. And that's when I was telling y'all, like, the connection between Jared and Mallory to me was nothing. His connection with his wife he has now, Ayana, was everything. And I did say I'm rooting for everything, like, everything black, but that's not even why. Like, if y'all watch the show, you will see, like, the connections, the deep connections they had. Like, he talked about his stabbing with her. He's never opened up to nobody about that. Like, he told her deep dark secrets that you gonna pillow talk with your partner about. Like, and I feel like everyone knows that, like, how that is. Like, when you're dating someone, with someone, like, you open up to them and tell them things that you probably don't just tell everybody. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's not the same bond he had with Mallory. Like, all they did, him and Mallory had cute nicknames, Mal, and whatever. Like, Jer Bear. Like, it was just so superficial. Like, it was nothing. And I feel like that's why I said that, because he knew, like, she was Spanish or Hispanic, I feel like he had some idea of her in his mind of, like, okay, she could look like this and I'm attracted to that. I feel like with Ayana, he couldn't really grasp by her voice, like, what she looked like. So I feel like that's why he made her the second option. Because if you watch the show, he doesn't ask Mallory to marry him, but he said, what would you do? Like, a hypothetical, what would you do if I asked you to marry you? And she basically said, I, like, couldn't. And I think it was more of an ego thing. Like, I think he did like Mallory, but it was more of an ego thing. And I feel like it, like, hurt him because, like, his ego was shot. Because, men, y'all ego, y'all pride can get the best of you. And honestly, I feel like that's why he was crying so hard. Like, I mean, I do think he likes her, but I'm like, the connection was not that deep for you to be crying like that. I'm sorry. It wasn't. So I feel like he had a bruised ego, and he was salty, and then he knows it's going to air. So, and so with that whole situation, Sal, I kind of felt like he felt like her second option, even though Sal was like her first option. So the reason why she said she would say no to Jared. But I feel like that sat with Sal, and he's already a love bomber, like I told y'all. So I feel like he just wanted to shower her with love, and he knew he was never going to be with her from that situation. I think he could not get past it, get over it. Which he should have just told her that, and they should have went their separate ways. But everybody want camera time. So, I mean, I guess I get it. I guess. But Mal, Sal, Jared, and Ayana, that was like a whole little thing. And Ayana always had that in the back of her mind too, though. Like, oh, I'm this man's second option, his second choice. And I feel like that is a crappy feeling to have. Like, you never want to feel like an option to anybody. Like, you want to feel like you're wanted and you're there, and then no one else could take your place. But at the end of the day, everybody, I guess, when I think about it, like when me and my best friend talk about it, I guess at the end of the day, everybody is somebody's second option, unless you're with the person that you've been with forever, and neither one of you have been with anyone else, or later on going to be with someone else. You know what I mean? Like, so let's say if Jared or Ayana don't work out and they get a divorce, the next person he's going to be with is going to be his third option or his fourth. You know what I mean? Like, so I guess everybody has multiple options, I guess, if we want to look at it that way. Because I'm rooting for them, Jared and Ayana, period. Okay, so Natalie, Shane, Shayna, and Kyle. Honestly, Kyle isn't really in this because, honestly, she never liked him, and he just isn't really included in this little triangle because it's on a square triangle. So Shane and Shayna had a very sexual connection in the pods. Like, they would ask each other, like, what are you wearing? Like, it was never really on a deep level of anything. But Shane and Natalie, the person he was engaged to, Natalie, their connection was like they talked about everything, anything. Just like Jared and Ayana. Like, their connection was not just surface. So I feel like that's why he knew that Natalie was going to be the person for him, and he asked her to be his girlfriend in the pods and then end up, proposing, because he knew, like, it just wasn't superficial. Like, they actually talked about deep stuff, and, like, they had a bond more than just sex. Like, with him and Shayna, it was, oh, what are you wearing? Like, oh, what are we, like, it was so freaking stupid. And that's why when we want to talk about Christian and all this stuff, like, girl, this ain't even your husband, but you over here basically dropping the panties for the man. Like, what? I'm confused. You're so Christian. Okay. I guess this. If that's what you want to say, that's what you want to go by, fine. You got it. But I feel like Shane did the right thing with being with Natalie, because he knew him and Shayna surfaced. Like, y'all did not get deep, like, at all. And Shayna was butthurt, and I feel like she low-key, like, was throwing shots because she basically said him and Natalie don't have a real connection. I mean, Shayna and Shane had talked about that, and I guess, quote-unquote, she was trying to be mad that his girl was mad. Like, it didn't make any sense. Shayna just wanted to be on TV, to be honest, because I feel like if she got with Shane, it still wouldn't have worked out anyway. So I feel like Shayna just wanted to be on TV. She had no connection or attraction to her actual person, Kyle. She had a sexual, physical connection with Shane, and she was trying to ride that till the wheels fell off. And then once he basically deaded it, she deaded it with Kyle, because there was no point for her to be on the show. She wasn't gonna find love on the show. She didn't like her person. Like, Shane basically was like, girl, I went my bae Natalie. Move on. But I think that's really all that happened, like, with the couples on the show. I heard there was people who got married, but they weren't, like, main people on the show. I'm going to have to look into them just because that's just the type of person I am. But those are my thoughts and opinion of the couple. Oh, and at the end, me and my friends talk about, like, will we ever do this show? I always say yes, because as I'm getting older, I'm about to be 28 this year. Yeah. And I'm single, so I always say I would do the show because, like, I'm super open. Like, I don't have, like, a type. Besides, I do say that I want to date someone black, my own race. That's really, like, the only thing. And then, obviously, there's other things that you want in a partner, but that's not, it doesn't equate to race. But yeah, that's really, like, the only thing that I say. So I'm like, I don't have, like, a body type, but that type like that. So I always say I think I could do it because I am a person, like, I have to be able to talk to you, like, about everything. Like, you have to be, like, my best friend. So I feel like the pod thing will work for me personally. I know that would not work for everybody, but for me, I definitely would do it. Yeah, like, trying to get married today, tomorrow. Like, what's up? But yeah, that's, like, my take on the show. And yes, I would do the show because I feel like it's a good way to basically get with someone or find someone, and it's going to be deeper than just how you look, obviously, because the only thing that you and this person are getting, like, you guys are actually getting to know each other without even seeing each other. The connection or bond that you guys are going to build is, well, should be unbreakable. So that's why I would do it. But that's my thoughts and opinion. I Love It Is Blind Season 2. My opinion on the show itself, the cast, the love squares, triangles, all the above. I hope they have a season 3, and I hope they do like a little recap of where the couples are now. So Netflix, I hope that's what y'all do. But that's pretty much it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. This video was longer than I thought, but yes, thank you for watching. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below to know when I post. Bye.